Welcome to Principles of Management class. Today we are going to see about Unit 1 in that overview of management. I'm Dr. K. Sivakumar. So after studying this chapter, you will be familiar with these topics, like what is the definition of management, nature and scope of management, and importance of management, skills of a manager, who is a manager, what are the skills a manager require, levels of management, what are the different levels, like top manager, middle manager, lower level managers. Then functional areas of management. What are the areas or functions they'll be like management will be useful, like production, accounting, marketing, strategy function. So those areas will be learning. And then how the today's management evolved, like who are all the management gurus, like Frederick Taylor, Henry Fayol, Elton Mayo, Peter F. Druckers. So these people are the main contributor to the modern day management. So we will see what are their theories, management principles, etc. Then we'll also discuss about management. Is it a science or art, or is it a both? So after we finish this unit, students will learn all this topic. For today's class, we will see the definition of management and nature and scope of management. Now we go to the topic today. So management defined. As you know, is a management is a process of getting things done effectively and efficiently through and with other people. So management is something where a person or a manager or a supervisor, he will get things done, the things to be done in an organization, okay, effectively and efficiently through and with other people. Okay, so if he is not performing everything, then he is not a manager. The manager should have the skills, knowledge, and right attitude, leadership skills to get everything done so that the organizational goals are achieved. Here is mentioned effectively and efficiently. So, what is efficiency and what is effectiveness? Efficiency means doing things correctly. That is, don't do things wrong things, do correct things. Refer to the relationship between inputs and outputs. Input means like raw materials which are put into production, and output is like what we get out. Something like this. Input means what are the key actions or things a manager should do, so that what happens, all the processes and procedures are happening in an organization properly. So this way it seeks to minimize the resource cost, so the expenses are reduced. It's efficiency. Effectiveness means doing things right, goal attainment. Okay, so efficiency and effectiveness, this is the meaning. So efficiency means doing things correctly and putting the right things and getting the correct output or expected output. This we are doing in a cost effective manner. Effectiveness means doing right things and achieving the organizational goal. Now we have seen the definition common, which is a common definition of management, efficiency and effectiveness. Then the other definitions, and more elaborately we see what is the definition of management. Management refers to a distinct group of people who direct the activities of other people. So it's a refers to a distinct group of people. Okay, these people are known as managers, supervisors, head of the departments, etc., who direct the activities of the other people. That's the subordinates working under them. And material resources. There are different types of materials, like people, machinery, money. All those things are material, even raw materials. So these materials are what is they are given in a proper amount and correct amounts towards the attainment of predetermined goal. So what they are doing is, by supervising and directing them, they are able to get the desired objective done, or they are able to achieve the predetermined goals, because the organization have goals. So this, through management action, the managers are able to get things with the other people and achieve the organizational goals. So that is the definition. And management is the art of getting things done through people. In broader sense, it is a process of planning, organizing, leading, and control the efforts of organization members and of using all other organizational resources to achieve stated organizational goals. So the other definition is that the managers are doing the functions of management, that is the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling the efforts of the organization members, and then allocating them resources to achieve the organizational goals. So this is about management definitions. Now we go into the next topic is what is the nature and scope of management. Nature of management, the essential features of management reveal its nature and importance. These are discussed below. One is universality. Universality means it should be same everywhere around the world, around the universe. That is a universality. So management is a universal phenomena in the sense that it is common and essential element in all enterprises, in any kind of business, whether it's a for profit business or for non-profit business. The phenomena of management is present, whether we know as an employee we don't understand, but it is happening. Otherwise enterprise cannot exist. And by going through this management subject, we can implement a proper management system which is based on scientific things. So manager perform more or less the same functions irrespective of their positions or nature of the organization. So whether it's a small organization with 5 people or a big organization with 5,000 people, okay, the nature of the manager positions or functions are more more ever same. Okay, so that's the idea. The basic principles of management can be applied in all managerial situations, regardless of size, nature, and location of the organization. Uh, if you study management, we can apply the basic principles of management in any managerial position, regardless of the size or nature, what industry or what business the enterprise is about or the organization is doing, doesn't matter. And the location, anywhere around the world, okay, we can use these principles of management in a managerial position. Universality of managerial tasks and principles also implies that managerial skills are transferable and managers can be trained and developed. It's not that by birth a person should possess. Of course, some people may possess certain qualities, but what happens even if someone don't have these qualities, they can be trained to possess this quality. So that's the meaning. The trained to have these qualities, they can be taught these skills. Second point is that purposefulness. Purposeful management is always aimed at achieving organizational goals and purposes. So by applying principles of management, so the organization should be able to achieve its goal and its purposeful. So it is not like simply you are doing, the manager is using this principle in order to achieve the organizational goals, principles, or objectives. The success of management is measured by the extent to which the desired objectives are attained. So, how do you determine the management has achieved his goal? Okay, so this will be helped by the, the principles, applications of the management principles. In both economic and non-economic enterprises, the tasks of management are directed towards effectiveness, that is attainment of organizational goal, and efficiency, that is goal attainment with the economy of resource uses. Whether it is for business or uh, for profit business or not for profit business. That is like a non for profit means that is like companies which are not working for profit. Their aim is to do some social service. We usually we say non-governmental organizations. So these bodies, or whether it's for profit businesses, whatever it is, what happens? The aim is the management is to direct towards effectiveness, to achieve two things. One is effectiveness, which means achieving the organizational goal. The second one is efficiency, that is to achieve the organizational goal in a most cost effective manner. So that is the idea to implement management principles either in for profit or non for profit, to be efficient and to be effective. So that's the second point. Third point is about social process. Management essentially involves managing people organized in work groups. It includes retaining, developing, and motivating people at work, as well as taking care of the satisfaction as a social being. What is social being? Social being means society. Society means people. So what happens? It's an interaction of the people. It is an interaction of people, and it's a socializing process. So in even in organization, the employees or staff, they work together as a group. Here, what happens? The management principles helps in motivating the people and developing them and retain them. Those who are very productive, retain them and taking care of their social well-beings. So what happens? Since people are a social being, so management helps to take care of them social needs by motivating them, like making them to work as a team. All these interpersonal relationships and interactions makes the management as a social process. So interpersonal means one staff I mean interacting with the other. That's the interpersonal relation. Okay, this happens in course of I mean working in the organization. So whether they are communicating, they are having a job to get done through working together. So what happens? Management principle is applied in this social process. The next one is a coordinating force. Management coordinates the efforts of organization members through orderly arrangement of interrelated activities so as to avoid duplication and overlapping. So what happens if we use the principles of management? So what happens when things are happening? There is a proper coordination and there is no overlapping. What is overlapping means? Someone doing the same thing, okay, so which the colleagues are doing. So if you really follow the principles of management or apply the principles in the workplace, so what happens? There won't be any overlapping. There will be a smooth operation, or there will be the process will be going on smoothly. Management reconciles the individual goals with the organizational goals and integrates human and physical resources. So what happens? Every human being or staff has their own goal. What must be the goal? Like something like they want to become a manager. If they are like a supervisor, if they are manager, they want to become already a top manager. So everyone has their goals. Some may have that they want to increase their salary. Some want to increase their skills. So this is the individual goal. Okay, so what happens as a manager or management? It reconciles means it what do you say? It this one, it links the individual goal with the organizational goal. So our organization has its own vision mission. So when management principles are applied, individual goals are linked to the organization goals. So it's a win-win situation for both the organization in achieving the its goal, and for the staff members or employees in achieving the personal goal. So what happens? That is to have this win-win situation of organization achieving its goal and the employees achieving its personal goal is possible through the principles of applying the principles of management. And this is done through integrating human and physical resources. So this can be facilitated by giving proper training to the staff members, that's one side, and giving physical resources. What are the physical resources? The material required for the person to develop his skills and knowledge. That's maybe machineries, maybe a computer if they want to, improve the computer skills, a proper office room, a conducive environment, progressive progressive action. So all these things are provided through this, applying the management principles. Then intangible. So management is intangible. What is intangible? Tangible, something we can feel, touch, or smell, something like that. Intangible is something which we cannot feel, touch, smell, or anything. So like that, that is called intangible. It is an unseen force. Management is something which is we cannot see, we cannot feel, okay, we cannot touch. Its presence can be felt everywhere by the result of its effort, which comes in the form of orderliness, adequate work output, satisfactory working climate, employee satisfaction, etc. So when management principles are applied, no one can see that, no one can feel that. But what happens? The work process will go on smoothly, and then what happens, there will be a coordination efforts. So all these things will and then individual goals will be integrated with the organizational goals. So what happens, all things will go in process properly. So when we will feel the achievement of goals, okay, that comes when there is a output they have is sufficient output, and the employees are quite satisfied, the working climate is quite conducive, and then the employees are satisfied with their work. So what happens, so these are the outputs of the application of management, which we cannot feel or touch. That's why we say management is intangible. Then it's a continuous process. Management is a dynamic and ongoing process. The cycle of management continues to operate as long there is an organized action for achievement of group goals. It's not like a one-time process. Okay, something like training the organizational, the management should be, an ongoing. Ongoing means you keep on going. You have to apply like every time, everywhere. Okay, the cycle of management continues to happen as long as the organization exists. The management principles need to be applied. Management action has to be taken, okay, until the organization achieve its goal. Then scope of management. Management, like any other subjects, deal with clearly defined activities. Without its progress is impossible. So what happens, like any other subjects, it has clearly given activities, what needs to be done, when needs to be done, who will do this, how they will do this. So all this information are clear cut, okay, before the work progress starts. Work process starts or begins. It confines to concepts, principles, and theory related to managerial functions. So it contains not only principle but also concepts and theories. Enterprise functions, which vary from organization to organization, are excluded from its purview. So what happens? The functions of and the organization that we discussed earlier, like production, marketing, accounting, or financial strategy. So this may vary from one organization to organization. But what happens? The application or principles of management is same, whatever the function a organization has. So typical enterprise functions like production, finance, marketing, and personnel are outside the scope of management. So what an organization functions is not that much relevant to the management function. So whether they only perform production and marketing, or they function finance, marketing, or they function production, finance, personal. So all those things. So the principles of scope of management doesn't change from one organization to one another, or size of the organization, or uh, where the organization is located. That's why we say the management, or you say the principles or theories are universal, because anywhere we go, organization which consists of people, okay, are are same. Okay, so I mean certain characters may differ, but the basic principle of human beings are same, so it is universal. Okay, so that's all for today's class. We today we discuss about what are the topics we'll be discussing in this unit, and then we discuss about the introduction to the management. That's the definition of management, and what is the nature and the scope of management. Okay, so in the next class, we will discuss about the importance of management. Okay, thank you.